Well, I would love to tell you that it is the next morning, but it is not. It is not even. It is not even a week or 2 or 3 weeks after the next morning. However, we've just been focused on other things. It's a busy time of the year for our businesses, and my wife and I homeschool our kids, so we had to get some things from the previous school year finished up, and then we actually got a few lessons going on the coming school year. The schools around us, because the private schools have fallen in line with the public school schedule, the schools around us do the quote-unquote year-round school, which I would have hated. I would have hated that as a student. But essentially they get an 8-week summer, and then they get 2 weeks, a 2-week fall break, which is usually the last week in September, maybe the last 2 weeks in September, or it's the last week in September and the first week in October. And then they get a 2-week spring break, which is typically the last 2 weeks of March. And then they have an 8-week summer. We don't abide by that school calendar. So we are typical to what I did as a student in the Midwest. We started about the 3rd week of October, and then we were done before Memorial Day. But anyway, we just had school stuff. We've got extracurricular activities and sports camps for the kids. And then I've been busy doing projects in the house, which are not necessarily my bread and butter. However, my wife is due with our 6th child in 3 months, so I've got to get some things switched around in the house. And that's what's drawn me away from the fencing project. But we're going to get back on it today. I've got to get the barbed wire, or at least the line wire set from end to end. And then I got to measure that, measure the H braces out, and then we'll do the line posts. And also renting a piece of equipment today to help expedite things. We rented a Toro Dingo TX 427. That auger is, I guess they'd say the auger is 36 inches, but it looks like the guys that had it before me were able to get it 44 inches or so deep. It is a 9-inch auger. Up until this point, I have dug every single one of these holes for this fence with a one-man auger. But time is more valuable now than it was when I started this fence, and I would like to get this done. So I started that 300-foot run over there probably in December, and just coming in here when I had time, or an afternoon here and there. It probably took me until the end of February or March to get all of those holes dug, and I do not remember how many I dug there. However, I'm hoping to knock out 30 or 32 here in the next 24 hours, because if I can get the holes dug along the back, there's also some holes on the south side, an extension I need to work on. So anyway, I have run one of these before, not for an auger, but essentially PTO here, directional there, throttle, choke, and then bucket and parking brake. So we're going to get this bad boy loaded up, and we're going to head out and get some holes drilled. Now, the one thing I did forget to show was setting the guide wire. And that guide wire is important because it's going to set the tone for how straight the fence line is. It's your fence. You build what you'd like, but there are some fences I've seen that look like slalom poles on a downhill ski course, you know. So anyway, just make sure that you've got your endpoints set, and you're gonna wrap your wire around the bottom of each of those posts, and then run a direct line and attach at each end. And making sure that your wire is clear of grass or roots or rocks or trees or any obstruction at all that might be in the path of those two endpoints. So just make sure that you get your points set strong, get it tied down properly, get it good and tight so that it's straight, and that's going to set the course for the fence post to be in a nice line and for that fence to be good and straight. All right, so a couple hours in, here's our progress so far. We've got the Triple H brace ready to go down at this end, and then at that far end we have got all the H braces, or all the posts for the H braces set as well. Really no surprises so far. We got a couple inches of rain yesterday morning, so the ground is hard, just because it's been so dry lately, but it's workable. We have streaks of clay down at that end. It is all clay. I mean, it's 36 inches of clay, and then down here we're hitting that dirt. So we are now going to start getting I got the wheel out, and I'm just going to walk the wheel and measure. We should have 18 posts left, and then take that distance divided by 18, and that will be the distance for our line posts. All right, so here's some perspective. That is the northwest corner. The gate is going to go, where's my finger? There we go. The gate's going to go right there. I'll have H braces there. And then it's going to be about 300 feet to that corner back there. Okay. So this area that runs about 300 feet. That is brand new. This run right here I built in 2018. That run right there is about 300 feet. And then I got 300 feet over there. So it's going to be about a 2.1 acre pasture. The reason I'm doing this is to kind of rein things in. I started with 6 head. I am down to 3. When I get a bull in here with those 2 down here, it will be the first time that the bull was not mine. So my goal is to keep this bloodline and improve upon it with genetics from a quality bull. But the mother cow down there is a good cow. She does a good job. And bringing this in, this whole pasture, all the way back to the trees, is 7 acres. What this is going to allow me to do is putting a fence back there is going to allow me to clean up that tree line back there. 2 summers ago, I cleaned up that. You used to not be able to see those white pine. It looked like that over there. I used a chainsaw, and it took me quite a while to clean all that out. I do not want to use a chainsaw with this. So my goal when I get this done complete is to be able to have a drive go back all the way along the north side of the property, and then get a mulcher in here and eat up that fence line, clean it up, make it look good, and eat up the back, because I've lost about 10 feet on this northern property line. I've lost 20 to 30 back there. And anyway, that's gonna make the property look better, make it function better, and it's gonna allow us to do more. All right, so here's a just a little bit of an update. It is hard when you're a one-man gang. It's hard to run an auger and film at the same time. But I've got 12 posts in, so I'm about a third of the way done with the pasture. That post right there, I'm gonna have to bore out the hole a little bit. The most important thing to remember, this is not really a two-person job. You need an operator and you need a spotter. And when you've got an operator and a spotter, you're gonna get your hole so that you can get someone can clear the line out, and you can get right up on the barbed wire and have a good hole. Right here, what happened, I was by myself and I was trying to get the hole done because we had to get to volleyball camp, but I rushed, and I'm gonna have to bore out that bottom so I can get that post closer to that line, because that's not a finished product. If it's a finished product for you, that's fine, but it's not a finished product for me. But anyway, 12 posts in. I've probably been on the machine for 4 hours. All of this is going to be soil dependent, but I'm having to clean that thing off manually after I pull up out of the ground every single time. So I didn't expect it to have the horsepower to be able to shake it clean every time. However, because of the makeup of our soil around here, which is mostly clay, I'm having to clean it off every time. Of the 12 holes I've bored, only one has been sand, and it was one of those two. I don't remember which, but it was that. There's the sand pile right there. So it was this one. I got that one cleaned out in 2 runs. But for the most part, it's taken me 4 to get everything out of the post hole. So anyway, that is a quick update. Bury it. Bring it. Forward. Well, that is going to do it for digging all the fence posts. The fence post digging is by far the most labor-intensive part of this entire fence build. Up unto getting the post pounded in, like I said, even with that dingo, I had to every single time manually clear out that auger. But the hard part is over with, and we've already got one course of wire set, so you're that far in. Thanks for watching. I would appreciate if you would share this video with people that enjoy building fence or might be interested in learning how to build better fence. Thank you for being a part of this journey and giving your time to tune in. And if I have brought value, I would appreciate if you'd like the video and subscribe. We'll see you next time.